In a world where simplicity and complexity coexist, we find ourselves drawn to the self-development habits of stick figures, those humble, two-dimensional beings that remind us that growth and evolution can be stripped down to their most basic, yet profound, elements. As we navigate the intricate landscape of our own personal development, it's easy to get lost in the noise of self-improvement gurus and trending techniques. But what if the key to unlocking our true potential lay not in the grand, sweeping gestures, but in the small, deliberate actions of a stick figure, incrementally building upon itself, day by day? As I reflect on my own journey, I'm reminded of the emotional pain and struggle that once defined my relationship with self-improvement. I felt like I was stuck in a never-ending cycle of frustration, constantly striving for more, yet never quite reaching the lofty goals I'd set for myself. It was as if I was trying to draw a masterpiece with a broken pencil, the lead snapping beneath the pressure of my expectations. I felt like a failure, a fragile, fractured version of the person I knew I could be. But then I stumbled upon a relatable story, one that would change the trajectory of my life forever. It was the story of a stick figure, simple, unassuming, and yet, incredibly resilient. This stick figure, with its rudimentary lines and basic shape, had a profound impact on my perspective. I began to see that growth and development weren't about grand, dramatic gestures, but about the small, everyday actions that, when combined, formed a powerful narrative of progress. I realized that I didn't have to be a masterpiece, I just had to be a work in progress, incrementally building upon myself, day by day. As I delved deeper into the world of this stick figure, I encountered tension and failure. There were times when I felt like giving up, when the simplicity of my goals seemed laughable, and the complexity of my problems seemed insurmountable. But it was in those moments of darkness that I experienced a wake-up moment, a sudden, jarring realization that I had the power to choose my own path, to create my own narrative. I didn't have to be bound by the limitations of my past or the expectations of others. I could forge my own way, one small, deliberate action at a time. This mindset shift was nothing short of revolutionary. I began to see that self-development wasn't about achieving some lofty, idealized state, but about embracing the beauty of the imperfect, the incomplete, and the incremental. I started to focus on the small, everyday habits that, when practiced consistently, would ultimately lead to profound transformation. I learned to appreciate the humble, unassuming nature of the stick figure, and to recognize that true growth and development are often the result of subtle, almost imperceptible changes. As I continued on this journey, I discovered a wealth of practical lessons that have had a lasting impact on my life. I learned the importance of patience, of taking things one step at a time, of breaking down complex problems into simple, manageable parts. I discovered the value of consistency, of showing up every day, even when the task at hand seemed mundane or uninspiring. And I came to appreciate the beauty of simplicity, of stripping away the extraneous, and focusing on the essential. The emotional payoff of this journey has been nothing short of profound. I've experienced a sense of peace, of contentment, that I'd never known before. I've come to realize that I don't have to be perfect, that I can be imperfect, and still be enough. I've learned to love myself, not in spite of my flaws, but because of them. And I've discovered a sense of purpose, of direction, that has given my life meaning and significance. As I look back on this journey, I'm reminded of the power of small, deliberate actions, and the profound impact they can have on our lives. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned, and the growth I've experienced. And I'm excited to see where this journey will take me next. The journey of self-discovery is a lifelong path, one that requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to learn and grow. It's a journey that requires us to be patient, to be kind to ourselves, and to trust in the process. The story of the stick figure has taught me that success is not a destination, but a journey. It's a journey of small, deliberate actions, of incremental growth, and of embracing the beauty of the imperfect. It's a journey that requires us to focus on the present moment, to let go of our expectations, and to trust in the power of our own potential. And it's a journey that requires us to be confident, not in our abilities, but in our willingness to learn and grow. As we navigate the complexities of our own personal development, it's easy to get lost in the noise of self-improvement gurus and trending techniques. But the story of the stick figure reminds us that true growth and development are often the result of subtle, almost imperceptible changes. It reminds us that the power to create our own narrative, to forge our own path, lies within us. And it reminds us that the journey of self-discovery is a lifelong path, one that requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to learn and grow. The lessons I've learned on this journey have been profound, and have had a lasting impact on my life. I've learned to appreciate the beauty of simplicity, and to recognize that true growth and development are often the result of subtle, almost imperceptible changes. I've learned to focus on the small, everyday habits that, when practiced consistently, would ultimately lead to profound transformation. And I've learned to trust in the power of my own potential, to trust in the process, and to be patient, kind, and compassionate with myself. As I look to the future, I'm excited to see where this journey will take me next. I'm excited to continue learning, growing, and evolving, and to see the profound impact that small, deliberate actions can have on my life. And I'm excited to share this journey with others, to inspire and motivate them to embark on their own path of self-discovery, and to learn the value of simplicity, and the power of incremental growth. The journey of self-discovery is a journey that requires courage, patience, and discipline. It's a journey that requires us to be willing to learn, to grow, and to evolve. And it's a journey that requires us to trust in the power of our own potential, to trust in the process, and to be confident in our ability to create our own narrative. As we embark on this journey, we must remember to be kind to ourselves, to be compassionate, and to be patient. We must remember to focus on the small, everyday habits that, when practiced consistently, will ultimately lead to profound transformation. And we must remember to trust in the power of our own potential, to trust in the process, and to be confident in our ability to create our own narrative. In the end, the story of the stick figure reminds us that true growth and development are often the result of subtle, almost imperceptible changes. It reminds us that the power to create our own narrative, to forge our own path, lies within us. And it reminds us that the journey of self-discovery is a lifelong path, one that requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to learn and grow. As we continue on this journey, we must remember to stay focused, to stay disciplined, and to stay committed to our goals. We must